You want that post?
I hear you crumble in my skin.
Who's that? Who's that singing?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Let him sing it.
Giving you theatrics, you're like, cut it out. All right?
I know. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead, man. I'll back it up. Go ahead.
Hey, man, I thought you did a good job.
Yeah, I did. No, here you go, man. So go ahead.
I hear you crumble in my skin.
The Crow. It's a movie that was so good, it transcended its audience of goth kids and wannabe vampires out there. You know, this is a movie with so much style, and also remembered for the tragic last performance of Brandon Lee. So now this movie is legend with everyone out there, probably bigger than it ever would have been had it not been for the history behind this film.
People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul.
Oh. So this movie right here, man, a lot of people said, listen, this movie has so much artistry, so much style behind it, so much emotion, and also a great performance by the late, great Brandon Lee. You know, it's, and then again, not to mention how tragically he died on the set. So a lot of people said, listen, no matter what you do, you never want to say never, but you are never going to beat the original Crow.
Nope, don't even try.
Don't even try. Now, unless you're willing to kill somebody on the set, you know, which is, and I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of people say, listen, that's the only way.
That is true.
You're gonna get close, because you're not gonna beat death.
Yeah.
You know,
how far you willing to go to remake this?
This man was. It's a movie about a man who came back from the dead and kind of did when the movie came out. He is the Crow.
Right.
So you're not gonna do that, man. It's just. But there's always one person out there. Shit, I'll try.
Got any opening?
Yeah. Shit, I don't mean nothing to me. Shit, fuck it, I'll do it.
That movie old anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a studio exec, somebody who says, "What's a IP that nobody's done anything with?"
Exactly.
Oh, that's open. Let's take that one.
Yeah.
And even people going like, "Oh, I don't think we should." They're like, we doing it.
Exactly. No, hey, shit, give me a goddamn crow. I'll show you what's up.
I've seen a bird once.
Yeah, man. So that is what we have here. This is where we are at now. We're at that point. Fuck it, I'll do it.
Damn Thanos.
Yeah. If you want something, I'll do it myself. Give me that damn bird. I'll do this. So now here we are, 30 years later from the original. Got this new Crow. The last one was in, pretty much almost 30 years. It was 1997 when the last one came out, I believe. But, no, 94. So it is 30 years.
Is that City of Angels?
No, I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, the first one, gotcha.
Yeah, first one came out in 1994. So yeah, full 30 years later, the Crow has returned. And no one asked for it. Not at all. Listen, it was done. It was done beautifully the first time. We don't need no more Crow. And people have tried to do it over the years. They've had so many sequels. Even had a TV show at one point. And still nothing has come close to this masterpiece right here. And I admit I'm a little biased. I actually love this movie. I got criticisms of this movie, but I love this movie. I've grown to love it more over the years. Just got through watching it, enjoyed it very much. Just put it on TV the other night, just to have it play in the background, because I miss old Crow right here.
I miss that old Crow.
I miss that old Crow right there. So I am biased, but you know me. I put those aside. I try to go in with an open mind. And I really did. I said, listen, you know, looking at this trailer for the new one, I will give them this. They are not trying to repeat what was there before. And that was the mistake that the sequels did. With the sequels, the rules for the Crow, you had to be a young white dude with stringy hair. You had to, your girlfriend or somebody you close to had to die, and the only way you were brought back from the dead if you were some young, strangle-haired white dude. That was required. If you black, you ain't coming back. Ain't no Mexican crows out there.
No.
You know.
If you die, you dead.
Yeah. You want to be really racist? The chicken ain't back. You know. The parrot ain't come back. You know. No, only crows, man. Yeah. Black crows bringing back them white dudes, man. So.
Terrible.
So yeah, and I'm saying this because they created the same movie over and over and over again. It was supposed to be a sequel. Crow was supposed to be a new person each time, but it's the same movie.
Right.
So here they kind of rebooted it, and they got rid of sort of the whole goth look. You know, it's a little more realistic looking this time. And the Crow even looks a little different this time. Yeah, he's a white dude again. You know, but you know that boy got a haircut this time. You know. And also, well, I guess that's it. You know, other than that is another white dude. But hey, Bill Skarsgard, everybody loves. You know, everybody loved him as that clown. Why not a crow? You know, so let's.
I see the correlation.
You see what I'm saying? You get
Clown,
it?
crow.
Yeah, you get it. They both start with C. Yeah. So, you know, so yeah, man, I'm going in this with an open mind, thinking, let me give this a chance right here. And well. Did the movie work, stand on its own? Did they actually properly reboot this and create because what they want to do is create a Crow for a new generation out there. Hey, we let enough time pass. This is for you kids out there. Are they eating Crow this time? Hey.
It had to come in some point.
Hey, yeah.
I was like, if you don't jump on this, Julian's going to take it.
I know. I had to get it. I
had a crow sitting on my plate ready.
Had the knife and fork and bib on. Well, and you know what? We might not all even agree. I saw this, the great Oz Green saw this, and the great Julian Hemmendinger saw this. And this might make for a good discussion. We might come in with all different kind of opinions. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer for The Crow 2024, and we'll be back with our review.
That's a scene. That's not the
That
trailer.
is a scene. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm giving away too much
like,
right there.
Where's that Ozzy Osbourne thing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you want that post.
I hear you crumble in my skin.
Who is that? Who's that singing?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Let him sing it.
Okay. Giving you theatrics, you're like, cut it out. All right?
No, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead with the proper trailer right here. You sang beautifully, by the way. No, go ahead. Go ahead, man. I'll back it up. Go ahead.
Hey, man, I thought you did a good job.
Yeah, I did. No, here you go, man. So go ahead.
I hear you crumble in my skin.
I'll never be alone.
Auto-tune the Crow.
So look, if you don't compare this to the first Crow, because it doesn't even look much like it, and ignore the auto-tune, I was like, this trailer looks like, okay, this movie could be something.
Well, that song, by the way, is not in the movie.
Oh, yeah, I figured it wasn't.
So they've actually gone back and tried to put this in its goth roots. It might not look like the original movie where, you know, it looks like somebody took Tim Burton's vision and just even made it more depressing. You know, it's or more gothic, if you can even do that. They put a sort of a, you know, a classic or old goth rock soundtrack on here. So it's a lot of old, you know, moody music and goth music that's like from the 80s and yeah, pretty much from the 80s, man. You know, it's a lot of 80s goth music on here. And they use it appropriately. But, you know, the thing...
Do they play Bela Lugosi's Dead?
That's a little too on the nose right there.
Okay.
You know, you already walking around the city looking like goddamn Dracula. They can't play. You know, we don't need that song on there. But I will tell you this. I do like a lot of concepts that they're doing with the character here. So one of the things is that so when we were watching the original Crow, I mean it sucked that his girlfriend Shelley died. And I'm talking about the original Crow. You know, the character Eric Draven. It sucked that his girlfriend died, that he got killed, that these people got away with murder. But when he was getting his revenge and people were shooting him, he was like, God damn, this looks cool as fuck, man. He was, they were shooting him full of holes, and he was showing his hand to people, and he was taking bullets like a gangster, man. It's almost like he couldn't feel pain, and he was using that to his advantage. This is a more reluctant version of the Crow. Like, this guy doesn't want to be the Crow, really. And one of the reasons why is because it sucks to be the Crow in this movie, man. This shit hurts. Yeah, like they say you're gonna feel every gunshot wound, you're gonna feel every stab, whatever damage you take, it's gonna hurt. And it's almost like he's like, you know what, I love this girl, but fuck, man, this shit's kind of, I don't want to feel all this shit, you know. I mean, I love her, but you know, shit, what's done is done.
And talk about reluctant. At first, it seemed like he didn't even want to talk. Like, I thought for a while, I was like, man, is he just going to be silent?
Yeah, it looks like it's really painful to be the Crow. Like, you really got to love this chick.
Yeah, because when you get hurt and the way he gets hurt, it's no joke. Outside of just bullet wounds and the stabbings, yeah, there's some bone things happening. Like, oh, Lord.
I'll be honest with you. If I got brought back and this shit hurt like it was hurting him, I'd be like, fuck that bitch, man. I mean, look, you know, I found another girlfriend.
She's not gonna stop being dead.
Yeah, exactly. You know, yeah, she ain't exactly a good person herself. She did some shit too. But there's a lot.
He's not lying.
No, and this one, it's like, because in the first Crow, both of them were pure. You know, they were in their apartment just cooking and, you know, and just dancing and having a good time. And it was, you know, like they were kind of innocent. We saw them. It was like, oh, that's terrible. It was like, nah, man, y'all some damn drug addicts. And y'all done some dirt to yourselves. I'm like, nah, man, fuck it, you know, he probably had it coming. so I wouldn't do this shit. But
I mean, in this one, they're cooking too. They're just cooking heroin on spoon.
Yeah. But I will tell you, it's effective for the action scenes because, I mean, regardless of what you think about the movie, I challenge people because let's face it, this original film, if you love this original film that much, and you hold this dear to your heart, and then you see this, you're already going in prepared to hate it. And there's probably reasons, this movie's giving you reasons why you probably should. So you're not going to like it. So if you are that much of a fan of The Crow and your mind is already made, then you're not going to like it. All right? That's just how it is. But for those who are somewhat open-minded with this, I challenge you to sit up here and say that these action scenes are at least not done well.
Right.
There's a lot of creativity in there that's unexpected, and a lot of it hangs on to certain moments where it's like, damn, this is really fucked up. And they hold on it.
You're right.
like this scene where he's, you know, it's a cool scene where he's attacking the murderers in a car, and it does a lot of things well. It's, you know, shot well. To be as tight as it is in that car, they actually are able to frame it well, and like I said, it looks painful. See what I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like after that shit, I'd be like, fuck this. No, fuck this bitch. No, I ain't doing this shit no more. Now, this is funny because I looked at this and I was like, God damn, wherever city that they in, these people don't give a fuck. Nobody stopped.
Nope.
No one stopped for his ass. He just drove around. The people in this city got places to go. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And I will say, they showed that scene at Comic-Con, and it was actually much better in the movie, I thought. There's stuff that's extended a little bit longer. Some of the effects were done a little bit better. It looked much better than it did at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What's the word they use? Visceral?
Yeah. So, you know, with this, with every time he takes a hit, you know, he gets shot, stabbed, you know, hit by a car. You feel it, man. And it's just kind of weird knowing that he feels it too and has to keep going. And that's actually kind of a cool thing with the movie too, with this character. Like, near the end, when it feels like he's not feeling it, he's just driven by hate by that point. Yeah. So he's feeling it, but he's just kind of like, I got shit to do. I'm already in, you know. I think that I like that they have this balance here. So they do two things here. Like I said, the tone of the movie, the look of the film, it's more realistic. It's more grounded. And, you know, none of this is real gothic looking. You know, it's shadowy, you know, whatnot. But a lot of this is not definitely like it was in the original Crow, it was almost over stylized. Here, while it's more realistic, they actually have a more supernatural reason to bring the character of Eric back. Eric Draven from the first movie. He's just Eric here. And the villain, Danny Huston, he's also kind of got a supernatural thing going on. Like the Crow comes back to fight supernatural gangsters, and that's so it's not a whole mystery of like, oh, this guy just comes back out of nowhere. How come nobody else does this? No, this guy has made a deal, a supernatural deal, and so Eric, the character of Eric, has been brought back for a reason, not only because of love, but because you're the chosen one to actually fight this guy and set things right.
Yeah, he's fighting like the demonic 1%.
Yeah, exactly. True. So, it's kind of cool that they have that angle there, and it's able to be balanced with all this, this more grounded look. Now, the whole thing with this story, for those who know the story of the Crow, it's not so much the theme of revenge that's driving this. It's also the theme of love. And they go and make a huge effort to build the story up. And when we watched the original Crow, it was a lot of stuff was done in flashbacks. We didn't really see the relationship between Eric Draven and his girl Shelley. The violence was done in flashback. The crime against them was done in flashback. It's almost like they want to take the opposite here and make this movie their own by showing the romantic relationship between the two. They'll show you a lot of that, and I guess it's because they want to have like make it have more emotional impact. And I love that idea. Too bad it's so fucking boring. I like that idea because that was what I said about the first mess. I would like to have seen what their relationship was like, and I think it could have worked. But man, you can't be telling me that this is a story about a dude who's driven by love so much that he comes back from the dead and they'd only known each other about 4 days.
Yeah.
For a whole weekend. Like, that don't feel like they love each other.
Yeah,
They met in rehab. You don't know what you will. You don't know what you feel.
They had rebound and rehab love.
It really felt like an emphasis on like people living in that honeymoon phase, of like where you just fall in love with these with someone. Yeah. But to the movie's credit, they acknowledged where they're like, I'm not used to feeling this feeling of love. Like this is the first time I've really felt love for someone.
I like that idea. It's just the way it was handled.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Plus, they spent a whole lot of time on things I think they don't need to, like the whole time in rehab, which is almost like boot camp. Put them out there in these the Pepto-Bismol suits and everything.
Rehab. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, what is this co-ed prison where everybody dresses in pink? Okay.
We still don't know. I don't know why it's like I said, everybody out there look like the Pink Panther and shit.
It's part rehab, it's part jail, it's part boot camp. I didn't know what it was. It was hard to understand.
Pull that microphone to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was hard to understand what they were trying to do with that. You know what I mean?
It takes its time to explain what that setting even is, and even when they explain, it's like, all right, but like, I don't buy this shit.
Yeah, somebody said, look like if you just walked into it, like, oh shit, it's a new Squid Game.
Right.
Shit, they got more money in it. But to me, again, this is for me. I don't know how everybody else feels about it. I'm all about trying to build that love story. I like that angle, but it was just so dull and unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's a romantic thing that they met in rehab and they come from a troubled past. It kind of even adds more to the myth of them, being troubled people coming back to avenge each other. These two troubled souls that found each other. But it's the pacing is so boring. You can't tell how much time they spent together, and it feels like it's been a weekend. I sat up there and Oz had to wake me up. Oz was almost mad at me because I was sitting up there falling asleep like this. And I remember Oz tapped me. He's like, hey. And he pointed to the screen, hey, pay attention.
It's going to be a test on this guy.
He didn't say a word. Okay, Dad.
Well, for those of us who watched the movie and didn't fall asleep, not naming any names, I thought, I actually thought that the movie was very corny, and I agree with you. But at the same time, it was so committed to that corniness, and it kept going with it, and it was self-aware of it. Like, they literally acknowledge at one point the fandom that The Crow has created. They're like, man, what if people like worshipped us? Because they're talking about over the top melodramatic killing each other because of their love or some bullshit like that. And I went with it. Like that was the moment that kind of sold it for me.
It's funny you said, because you mentioned that last night that they seemed self-aware. I did not see that. They were taking it so seriously. This whole love for you and I need you and I need you. I just met you yesterday. How I need you. And just the fact that it was just so rushed. And you remember, you're always going to link back to the old one, right? And even though they showed their relationship in flashbacks, it was the flashbacks that you see, like, oh, look at us laughing, taking pictures of each other. Oh my God, that type of stuff. So you're endeared to them, right? As opposed to this, it was like, all right, if they were supposed to go that route, they should have went that route. They should have been together already. She should have been pregnant. That thing to really drive home that, okay, you're coming back because you want to get revenge for these motherfuckers, right? Yeah. And that was the thing. When he was going revenge, I really didn't feel that go get them. You know what I mean? I wasn't rooting for him to kill them.
Yeah. It's another one of those movies where they spent a whole lot of time setting up a lot of unnecessary story for this theme, I think, like showing why she's mixed up with these criminals, what's happened with them. And then you get to the criminals and they ain't even got that much going on for them. Danny Huston, it's cool that he's got the supernatural thing, but they really don't go into it. He's just another dude that needs to be stopped.
They're creating these different, lines to call back later on, because what he's talking about leads to something else, which makes the crow has to do something else. So you bring these things up, it's like, okay, now it's kind of forced now that you did that.
I thought it would have been cool if they had already been together. You showed them, like, we don't just all, we're convinced that they're together because time has passed when we see them.
Right.
Their life is good, and then all of a sudden, people come looking for them, things are going wrong, and the characters, Eric is like, what the fuck did you do? And then we find out that everything is going bad for them because she has this past that's caught up with them. If they want to show that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, man. I think that there's a lot of character development here that's kind of left out. It's cool. It's a lot of things that I admire them for trying to separate themselves. You get to see Eric more in the limbo land.
Yeah.
You get more explanation of why he has to go back and do this other than love. There's a lot of great ideas here. There really are, but they're just not done very well. Besides taking shots to the chest and everything, Eric is not that interesting of a character.
No, I don't think that the characters achieve anything special. They're there to just do their thing, like to be the love interest, to look hot, and to be badass and be covered in tattoos.
Yeah, you were not getting this magnetic performance like Brandon Lee gave. It's not emotional. It's not really that badass, except for when he's getting shot. All he does is sit around and just fucking mope all day and smoke cigarettes.
And cry, right?
And cry. I'm gonna fucking kill him, man. I'm gonna kill him.
And that led to the unbelievability of it, right? Because you weren't endeared to that character just yet. You're like, okay, I'm supposed to like you, but you're not giving me anything to like you.
Shit, I spent most of the time thinking, man, this fool's gonna relapse. He's gonna try.
Exactly. The only reason why you like him is because the love that he's showing to her.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why you like him.
There was a certain thing that they were doing with the tone of this movie and this character, I think, that was trying to speak to a much younger generation. I was like, wow, that's so interesting. Like, specific, words that he would say. Like, at one point, when he says, why did he love her? You have this aura about you, which is that's a word that the kids are using. Or he even walks around with a jacket that says goon on the back that made me laugh out loud. So there's things like that I thought was kind of funny.
You know what? I gotta let you know, because this is not something that really bothered me. I kind of thought it was cool that he was, even he felt more grounded through the movie, besides, being able to get shot in the fucking chest and get back up again. But if y'all going to see, at least the crow look cool, I'm gonna let you know, he goes through more than half this movie like a damn meth head, like a damn crackhead or something. Because it's more than halfway through the movie before he even puts on the jacket, and then after that he puts on the makeup. So if you coming in here to see this dude walking around like they said in the original movie, looking like a mine from hell, then you don't even get that through most of the movie. So y'all really ain't gonna like it if you trying to get some of that original crow flavor up in there. But
crow flavor.
Yeah, I thought I was kind of surprised near the end that it felt like, I was like, wow, they're kind of paving their own path. Like, they're still trying to make it superhero, but it wasn't really till the end where they're like, he's not Batman. Actually, now he's Batman.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's anything to really make me attached to this movie. You know,
I think the technical elements really carried it for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically, it's well, definitely technically because these
There's
actions.
good camera work.
You know, I don't think some people gonna complain about these guys. I heard the acting was terrible. It's not terrible. It's just not anything that is great.
Right.
FKA Twigs here, who's a British pop star, she's fine, you know. But
she was okay.
again, that character is just not that interesting to me.
Wait, what's her name?
FKA Twigs.
FKA.
I'm sorry, FKA Twigs. FKA.
I don't think you
Twigs.
pronounce it. You just got to say the letters.
Yeah,
You don't pronounce it, you gotta say the
it
letters.
ain't fucking Twigs, you know. But yeah. But she was, you know, I think there's just not much fucking twig. There's just not much personality, or not a whole lot of story to some of these characters. And what story there is for the main characters, like I said, I thought it was kind of dull. But like I said, yeah, technically, it is great. I still have to sit up here and say that the action scenes are done extremely well. I don't want to be one of those people that early on were comparing this to John Wick. But that's pretty much what it is, man. Outside of the John Wick type action that we have here, it's, you know, just it feels like another action movie. It feels like John Wick generic in a way. You know, it's like we've seen this before. It's John Wick back from the dead with some makeup on. You know, his mascara's running. There's really not much to recommend it outside of the action for me. And you know, for if you're there to see that, at least it ramps up near the end, so the movie picks up its pace. But that's after a long, long slog of a movie before you get there. Yeah, he goes crazy,
He
man.
goes off in here, man.
It reminds me of a video game. Where you take a bunch of bullets and then still kill people.
That's it, yeah. That's what it's like. Meanwhile, nobody at this opera hears any of those gunshots at all.
Yeah, they try to make it seem like they're doing the gunshots at like the loud points, but it's like, man, those are gunshots.
Yeah, ain't nobody singing over no gunshot, all right?
It was funny that they were trying to make it that whole. They're trying to parallel them fighting with them dancing on stage.
Yeah.
So when the crescendos, they crescendo. When it's a lull, they lull. So I'm like, okay, that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, no, like I said, I like the scene.
Yeah.
You know, I guess some people think that the gunshots are drum beats or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What'd you say? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shit, even he don't know his neck is broke yet. What was that sound?
That ain't so good.
Is he still up there? Yeah, it's you know, there's more to that. And it gets way more violent. I mean, he's chopping people's arms off, slicing wigs in half, man.
Yeah, it's out of control.
It's insane.
Shooting himself. It's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. And the person that did this is Rupert Saunders, and Rupert Saunders, he's a guy that's taken, properties, man, that are already exist, and like Ghost in the Shell, Snow White and the Huntsman, and I wasn't a fan of those movies, but I can tell you, I thought those movies there was something more going on in those movies than there are here. I think, I applaud the effort to make their own version here, and in a way they have. Have they succeeded all the way though? I don't think so. I mean, even in the beginning, we're getting a story that we really don't need. Starting out with a damn horse, and
that was one of the weirder parts of the movie. I'll give you that.
I was like, this horse ain't got nothing to do with this goddamn movie here.
I was like, is this gonna come back?
Yeah,
Is
Alan,
it
where you
gonna
going,
come
man?
back some point?
Alan don't like horses, man.
You know what I did notice though is he had a tattoo of a horse's head on his chest.
Okay, I saw that. I wonder if that's gonna come back and be a part of something, but maybe I missed something.
Let me ask you this: if that horse was not there in that movie, would it be missed?
Not at all.
Because it had
all.
no bearing on the story
Nothing.
except that he saw death early on in life, and that had an effect on him then. But
that's what that was?
I guess. I don't know. You tell me.
Listen,
What?
It was a scene from the comic.
It's a scene in the comic. Okay.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
There you go.
I wish. Okay, the Kimono Johto is a scene from the comic.
Okay.
See, but and that's cool that they tried to, that. I like that they tried to put that in there, but it really doesn't leave an impact.
Yeah, it's no good to put it in there if somebody who hasn't read the comic, comes in and goes, I don't understand this.
In the comic, did it go somewhere, Kimono Joe? Just curious if it went somewhere.
It was just a metaphor. He sees a horse running to barbed wire.
Got you. Okay.
And the way that they show that scene in the movie, it's like a very obvious nightmare instead of being a flashback. Like it cuts to him like, oh, I'm having a bad dream. It's like,
What are you, John Travolta? Hey, another thing that's to be admired here is the guy who plays. I guess there's a character in the comic called the Skull Cowboy, and they didn't do that because I guess they thought it'd be too weird, and they replaced it with this guy here. I think this guy's name is Sammy Bouaji. No, that's not him. No, that's another guy. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Maybe that is him. I don't know. Yeah, I think that is this guy, Sammy Bouagia. And he plays so. I like the way they don't explain this character.
not at all.
And I like that. I'm not going to even complain. This is a guy who's just part of the spirit world, who's there to just tell Eric his mission and just leave it at that. You don't get any explanation for why he's there, what this place is. And that's cool because, that puts you in the shoes of Eric because now you're disoriented. You don't know nothing like he does. So, I mean, yeah, man, it's another one of those things, frustrating things about a movie where they got all these great ideas and just the pacing of the film, the character development, it just wasn't there to support those clever ideas that they had. It's kind of sad to me, man, because I really wanted to. After watching it, I was like, man, I really want you to work because you made some God to honest attempts to really make it your thing, and it just I don't know, man. If I'll give my rating a little bit. What do you think, man? Go ahead.
No, I agree with you. We're sitting here watching this movie and we're looking at each other like, huh? Why? And
what the fuck up?
God damn it. I've heard that there's a lot of hate for this movie for whatever reason, and I can't sit back and say I hated this movie because, again, they were trying to do something different in their own. They were making lines for themselves to create something different, but I just don't think they were able to bring them back together to make it, a continuous line, right? The acting I thought was fine. FAQ, what's her name? Twig.
Twiggy.
Yeah, Twiggy. She was fine. The villain, I love that. I love the fact that they gave him, more to do as far as
Danny Huston.
Yeah, as far as what he brings to the table as far as being a villain. The fight scenes, forget about it. They were fantastic. I thought that was choreographed. It was great.
Yeah.
The crow, the actual crow itself, that was probably one of the highlights to me that I liked a lot. It could have been annoying because crows all over the place, but just him, just in the background, just flying around. So I like that. That was a cool touch. But it just felt rushed to me. It was very, very rushed and kind of unbelievable to me. I understand what you were saying, Julian, as far as him, tongue-in-cheek type of thing, but I couldn't see that. Did I hate it? No. Would I watch it again? I probably would with my wife because I think she may enjoy it. Okay. So with that, I'll give my rating.
Go ahead.
Low rent.
Going back to the thing I mentioned of how I thought the movie was self-aware. During that opera scene, there's a part where he says something really corny to one guy, and it immediately cuts to the crowd clapping. The movie's like, oh, wasn't that just so brilliant what we said? And then there's something kind of crazy that happens when he goes out there. And you mentioned that it was kind of like a video game, and at one point it made me think of this game that I love, Hotline Miami, and I was like, that's just me. But then it started doing more stuff that was similar to that game where he was getting these texts that were just addresses, which is similar to the game. And there's a part where he's just beating someone repeatedly and the camera doesn't cut, which is like that game. And the car that he drives at one point is similar to the car in Hotline Miami. So I was like, maybe that's a weird coincidence, or maybe there was a little bit of influence there. And I appreciate that. For me, this is this weird, self-aware edgelord date movie. I really think that this is one of these movies that over time I think it's going to find its audience, and for now I'm going to give this a very, very as low as possible matinee. I think that if you like action movies, you might be surprised walking out of this, or you'll think I'm full of shit. But I think over time I may come to like this movie even more.
Again, for some people, I can see why they might like it. I can see why some people will hate it. Because if your heart is really attached to that original, you don't even you know not to go in that theater. Don't even try. And don't nobody want to hear your ass coming out complaining when you know better. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, man. Yeah. It's kind of a low rental for me. Yeah. I mean, I could have given this more credit had they not just look, that's a serious crime when you got an action revenge movie, because that's what this is. It's not a moody gothic movie anymore. It's an action movie. Yep. But they set up that setup in the beginning went on way too long and it's way too dull. And even when they get to the parts that are exciting, I don't care about these characters.
No, you don't.
So admirable try.
Yeah,
it really was. Respect.
Yes. It did get a little artsy though sometimes. It had a lot of lingering shots of him just walking.
Yeah, you lean over me like, is this fool gonna stop walking? I just yelled at the crow. Hey, hurry up, man! I was just tired of you.
Shut up! I look cool. Yeah. Splash, splash.
There's a bus pass, goddammit.
Get an umbrella, you bum.
I fucking call you Uber, man. Where you going?
Where you going?
Yeah, because he was walking, man. He was walking his ass off. That scene right there is in slow motion. Like he is walking.
Yeah.
I was like, where's he going? I was like, I don't know, but I wish he had to get there.
And in that scene, to me, the crow kind of, like, they were trying to make the crow sound, like, cute. Almost sounded like a cat meowing, like,
oh, yeah.
It was kind of weird. But I liked it.
Yeah, I did not. I wish I could. I wish I could, man. I really want to. Like I said, I am having more of an open mind. I don't want to be one of those people that's criticizing this and holding the original against it. Just, but even as his own thing, I got to give this a low rental.
Not angry at it.
Yeah, I'm not angry at it. It's just a low rental. I mean, even because my whole thing was, even if it's something that has all these flaws, would I want to watch this again? I don't want to watch this no more,
again.
Man.
I'd only watch it with my wife, and I'd see how far she gets with it. Because she'd be like, he's still walking?
Yeah,
man. Let that crow fly, man. Leave him alone.
But I bet you guys would say that it's much better than you were expecting it to be.
I didn't know what to expect. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now. To be fair, I did not know what to expect, because I really did not want to go in and I cleared my mind of this original when I went in. I really did. I said, don't you do it. Don't you go in there talking shit.
No, I didn't. I'm not a huge fan of the original. It didn't do it for me. I didn't really care about it. So coming in having any biases, I did not have. So going in, I was like, all right, let's see what this is about. See what it is. Because I remember the original. I was like, it was okay, and. It is kind of what it was. If I had a choice between watch the original or this, I would watch the original.
Yeah. But I love the original, y'all, and had no, like I said, had no bias. But hey, that original crow. Try again, bitches. just leave me the hell alone. Leave me alone. Yeah, you tell him. Yeah, boss. Yeah. All of a sudden it's a parent. Oh, yeah, leave him alone.
Right? Yeah, not really your friend. Go find your wife.
Yeah, stop trying, bitches. Y'all ain't gonna touch me.
Yeah, it's over. See you next 30 years.
Ain't nothing like that original recipe crow, boy.
Right, nevermore.